Robeisy Ramirez versus Rafael Espinoza will be this weekend, December 9th. It's going to be a very good fight. This is my preview and prediction for the fight. Ramirez is coming in featherweight champion. It's going to be a tough fight for him. Going against a high puncher, a guy with a lot of knockouts, in Rafael Espinoza. He's a very good fighter. He's someone who has put a lot of guys down. He's also basically boxed with the guys that he's went the distance with. He's someone that can go the distance, but he's not looking to go the distance. Robeisy Ramirez is the same way, but he just do things a lot more different as far as with his strategy. I feel like Ramirez will have to use a lot more of the right hand in this fight, with the fact that Espinoza likes to go to the left a lot when he's moving around the ring. I feel like Ramirez has a lot of strategies when it comes to dealing with certain guys as far as power punchers and different things like that. So I feel like he's aware of the power that Espinoza possesses. He does a lot of things where Espinoza will tap with the left hand. He can use it as sometimes a strong straight left, but he usually taps with the left as far as a jab, and the power comes from a right hand. So usually with someone like Ramirez, who's throwing the left hook a lot of times, that can cause a lot of exchanges and guys getting clipped. So I would expect a lot of those things going on, especially with the way these guys move around. Espinoza, he's a bigger guy, but he doesn't like to stand in the way. He doesn't like to clinch as much. He will clinch, but I think it will cause a lot more exchanges with these two guys, because I don't feel like with Ramirez, he'll be sitting there hoping to clinch. He will at times if he needs to, but that's not something he's going to be looking for to do, especially with a guy as big as Espinoza is. So I don't think he would want him leaning on him during the match. But I feel like in inside work, Ramirez will have advantages, just because Espinoza is a pretty long guy. Even though he's tall and bigger, he has sometimes it causes a disadvantage when he's with a smaller guy who still has above average length as far as the reach. Sometimes that can cause a disadvantage for him in the fight. So I feel Robeisy Ramirez, with his speed, different things that he's gonna bring to the table, his left hook under his underhand left hook, it's gonna be something that Espinoza has to be real aware of, because a lot of times when a guy's doing certain things, he'll kind of hunch over or bend over too much, because then Ramirez can throw that hook, and that's basically a knockout punch when you're just sitting there, standing there. So you can expect to see a couple of those. Also, over the top, you can see a lot of those too. He can get caught with either one of those. I'll probably predict that to be a knockout punch, but as far as anything else, I think these guys are going to be competitive in this fight. I feel like they're going to be in a position where they're going to have to fight. They're going to want to fight each other. And the crowd is going to be so wild, it's just going to be, it's going to take it up to another level. They're going to have to fight to a level they never fought at before, as far as in that type of crowd. Miami has a huge Cuban crowd, so I'm pretty sure that they will basically show up and be doing certain things to have him motivated, like he always is. even though he's going against a tough opponent, this is still a showcase for him. This isn't like he's going to be facing anyone that's not a threat. Espinoza is definitely a threat. Especially with all the advantages he has, it could be something that he could take an advantage of as far as with Ramirez. Even though Ramirez has fought taller guys and different things like that, I feel like the length will still be a problem, you know. Either way, no matter who you're fighting, when you're fighting a taller guy, it's just going to be an issue. It's not something that a problem you would want to have, so I feel like definitely Ramirez is going to be watching out for that. But he's fought a taller guy before. I want to say he's fought a guy that's very, very, very tall. And so I don't feel like that's going to affect him at all. I feel like he's going to be well prepared for that with the hand speed and different things like that. He just can't stand in the pocket too long. I don't feel like Espinoza, as far as skill level, is where he's at, but as far as power and size and different things, he's definitely a difference maker. So if he'll want to basically make the fight, keep the fight competitive and different things like that, he'll just have to not get clipped. He has good reflexes and different things like that. Feints. His level change as far as him going high, low, that's gonna make a big difference in the fight, because a lot of times, like I said, Espinoza will kind of bend over in the fight when he's getting punched and different things like that, because he's a tall guy, so he'll basically kind of you know, just like kind of do the peekaboo guard, high guard. He'll clinch sometimes. If he needs to clinch, he's definitely going to clinch. It's still a fight, so he's definitely going to clinch if he needs to. But I don't feel like they're going to be in a type of fight where he needs to feel like he's going to need to clinch. Because these two guys, they're going to be basically trying to punch each other. And definitely going for the knockout. It's going to get to a point where they're going to try to test each other's chin, and once you know it, they're going to be throwing power punches. I do feel like they're going to be moving around the ring a lot. They're going to be cornering each other. I feel like Espinoza can get some jabs off. He does throw jabs. They're not the most effective, but it is something that kind of throw off Ramirez. It's kind of throw off his reflexes and different things like that. His feints, kind of make him reset. If he can be able to, if Espinoza can be able to do that and kind of come behind that with the power punch, be off rhythm in a little bit, that'll be able to help. But Ramirez, he's not in rhythm. So you can't, it's hard to time when he's going to punch and different things like that. He throws punches where you're not expecting. So that's something that Espinoza has to really be aware of, because if he feels like, oh, well, I can just run in now and try to throw a punch, he might end up getting dropped. And that's not going to help him in the fight. So he has to definitely be aware of the punch that Ramirez is capable of. Definitely, and Ramirez has to be capable of the same thing. But Espinoza has to be capable of keeping Ramirez off of him, because Ramirez is going to try to go toe-to-toe. And Espinoza, he'll try to counter, but he's not a good counter puncher. So that's where I think Ramirez will make a difference in the fight when he's attacking him. And Espinoza can't really respond as far as with any counters or punches. That's when the fight is going to be turned to a whole nother level. And I feel like Ramirez is basically dropping probably later in the fight, probably in the 8th, 9th round, I want to say. That probably won't be the only time someone gets dropped, but I know that probably around that time Ramirez probably be doing something. But as far as Espinoza, if he can work early and kind of try to get Ramirez guessing and doing different things, he would have to stay moving lateral, and he'll have to move basically to his left, which he does already. Ramirez will have to move right, but Espinoza will have to move towards his right hand, because that left hand is something he's not going to want to move towards. If you move toward that left hand, it's going to get dropped. So that's definitely something he has to be aware of when he's competing with Ramirez this weekend. Ramirez he doesn't really throw a jab as much. I mean, he'll throw certain punches to mix it in, but it's not something that basically that he's looking to do anything with, unless it's just a setup punch. He will use it as a setup punch, but it's not something. I'll say Espinoza probably goes towards it more because he doesn't mix it up as much as Ramirez does. You know, Ramirez, he'll take the left hand and mix it in with different things. As far as Espinoza, he'll go to the right hand out the left hand jab. So I feel like Ramirez can take advantage of that. But he has to stay. See, Ramirez being far away, that's not going to be effective for him, even though he can get away with it with his power. But being far away, that's not going to help. If he's far away in distance like that, it's probably going to turn out bad, because the guy will be right there in front of him, and Espinoza's reach is very long. Very long. And he'll jab you if he needs to. He's definitely going to be punching. It's just that sometimes his defense, it kind of turns into what Ryan Garcia was doing, and I don't like it. Like, guys don't get hit when they do that certain stuff, but it looks bad, and it's always a loophole. You can always try to throw a certain punch, and these are the certain guys you don't turn like that against. You know what I'm saying? Because one time Duarte caught Ryan Garcia like that. So I don't like when guys be doing a peekaboo defense, and then they're like bending over and everything. Like, it's not good defense. A lot of guys do the same defense. They don't do the same thing these guys do. So I feel like that's something you have to be aware of, especially in a fight like this. Ramirez has to also be aware that if Espinoza hurts him, that he'll probably most likely be patient. He's not going to try to rush it. And if he does that, that's definitely bad news, because that means he knows that he can hurt you again. So Espinoza has to definitely be aware of things like that. They both have good staminas. I feel like Ramirez definitely could change pace. That'll be an advantage for him. His tempo and level changes is something that's a huge advantage for him. A lot of guys now these days, they can't disguise their rhythm or their tempo. That's a lot of things he can do. He can switch it off, attack fast, attack slow, speed up, different things like that. So that's a huge advantage I see. The advantages I give Espinoza is reach, power, and distance. Other than that, as far as footwork, I don't like the footwork he has, even though it's not a big deal. It's just something that I wouldn't put as a strength for him. We'll say he has decent IQ. IQ is good. He'll be aware of what Ramirez can do, so he's not going to try to put himself at a disadvantage trying to attack and make it seem like he's capable of taking Ramirez out. So that's definitely something that I can see him taking advantage of as far as like his reach and different things like that. But everything else, as far as hand speed, combinations, exchanges, he can get the exchanges, but he'll have to place his power punch as well. If he throws a power punch and it misses, then I would say the exchanges is not very good. I'll say he has to throw a power punch that's actually gonna land, and it has to be on cue, has to be able to buzz him, because Ramirez will actually try to go back and forth or match it in different ways and try to knock him out, especially in a fight that's basically his hometown or area close to where he's from. So he's definitely it's like a homecoming for him. So he's definitely gonna be on par for a knockout. I feel like, or he's gonna go for it at least. He feels like the performances he put on lately hasn't been very good. So a knockout will be a good thing for him. He can try to recover from close fights he feel like he has recently, but I feel like he's been doing a good job. He's been facing good competition. He's been hurting a lot of guys he's been in the ring with, so it's not like he's not someone who's going to be able to do an excellent job as far as slowing down Espinoza and different things like that. It's just he's putting himself at a disadvantage with the different things that he's not doing as far as in the ring. Like when he's not jabbing and different things like that, that's going to put him at a different disadvantage. Because he's already aware of the power that Espinoza has. So he has to do something. He can't just stand there and kind of disguise his punches and not respond to different things. Because I feel like Espinoza, he'll try to be busy at least. He's coming in as a guy who's a big KO artist and different things like that, but he's not going to try to put himself out there like that's all he has to offer. If he does, he's not going to last long in the fight. So I'm pretty sure Espinoza will have a strategy as far as what he should be doing or going to do as far as the fight with Ramirez. But Ramirez, he's capable of getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? You just got to place the punches. Anybody can get hurt, but you'll just have to go to the body. Now, if Espinoza's not going to the body, he's going to have issues. He got reach. He got power. So a lot of these guys, they want to headhunt, but a lot of times you got to go to the body, man. Ramirez, he'll go to the body, but he'll also go to the head too. But he'll also go to the body. He hurts you both ways. But you gotta watch out for the hooks he throws. He throws some strong hooks, so definitely gotta be aware of that. But I feel like it's gonna be a very competitive fight. Something that a lot of fans are expecting. These guys throw with a lot of power. They're always in competitive fights, busy fights. I feel like Espinoza has a chance, but he has to place his punches well, and he has to basically maneuver right when he's around Ramirez. Because if he's just standing in one spot and risking getting knocked out, it's going to be bad for him. Because that's already not a good strategy if you're a guy who's trying to basically come in and have an upset fight, different things like that against Ramirez. You don't want to leave yourself open. And Ramirez doesn't want to leave himself open too, so that's why it's good when guys are power punchers and they're facing each other, but it can turn bad fast if they're not prepared to really get in there and exchange with certain guys, because they'll think a guy's a certain distance, but then he's really not at a certain distance. Then you go the other way and try to be close. So Espinoza, he has to be real aware of not smothering his punches, because He's a tall guy, and I seen a lot of people get close to him and make him smother his punches and redecide what he was gonna do. So I didn't kind of like that strategy. I didn't like that strategy at all. So if he can change those different things, that'll be all right. You know, I feel like he'll be moving in the right direction. But if he doesn't, though, Ramirez will basically stop him or hurt him most of the fight, and he'll just try to survive. But it is gonna be a very good fight, though. Very good fight. I feel like the card is gonna be competitive. A lot of the top ranked cards have been competitive lately. Besides, you know, I know a lot of people say the Shakur fight, different things like that, but the Namarate and Castasiao fight was competitive. So I'll take that, you know. Gotta take the good with the bad sometimes. But I feel like this card is gonna be very impressive. I'm interested to see what a lot of guys are gonna do the cards, Xander Zayas, Shushu Carrington, different things like that. But I feel like Ramirez is gonna put on the show. I'm having him go for the knockout, probably 8th or 9th round. It could come later on, but that's what I'm going for as far as rounds. But don't sleep on Espinoza, though. He could, if he places his punches right, he'll be able to have a chance. But you got to come in there with the right mindset. But that's all I got, though. Like and subscribe.